Hey people, 5 Aces here, and after an absolute descent into madness that we observed last week between High and Yellow, this week we are gonna dedicate ourselves to some more analytical approach into casting, and we're gonna start it off with a game that I think was played on the live stream of Murto the Ray, so check him out on twitch.tv/Murto the Ray OpenRA, I believe. You're gonna find it for yourselves, or maybe I'll pack the link into the description. Anyway, he is streaming some OpenRA. I think he's going to schedule his next stream for until after the 31st of December, so in the new year. And he is going to stream himself getting back to the top, because he used to be one of the top 3, I'd say at least, OpenRA players, and then he took a break because he was starting his studies, and he's getting back into the mix now. So it's a... yeah, that was on his quest back to spot number 3, 2 or 1 into the top 3, and he was facing off against Ofris on stream. I've not seen the stream live, so I can't attest to the quality of the game, but it was uploaded to game replays regardless. I'm not gonna spoil by whom. And then, yeah, let's see what comes out of this. We are seeing a at least 15 rifle opener from Ofris, and this is something I'm really highly doubting. Like, I don't think this will dent Murto in any significant way, shape or form, because he's got enough time to just casually get out the flame tower. And a single flame tower just stops this push. He should have maybe gone for 1 or 2 rocket soldiers to inflict some more damage, but yeah. Yeah, here's the flame tower, and sound the retreat. Unfortunately, this isn't Company of Heroes, you don't have the retreat button, so no mass retreat out here for Ofris, and not a single point of damage was dealt because the barracks held, and he's lost, what, 12 riflemen? 8 riflemen, but still. A horrible loss for him. He has started double refinery now. First off, let's talk a bit about scaling. Double refinery is much more of an early game build, because what this gives you, it gives you more eco early on, so you can pump out more infantry, but it gives you way later access to vehicles, and especially to building harvesters. So if you want to go for the economical route and for the scaling build, you are better off going for War Factory like Murto the Ray did. And I think, what is that? Is that War Factory? Wow, okay. War Factory and double ore truck. So that's kind of a, yeah, kind of an econ greedy build. He wants to really overpower Ofris. And that's perfect. He has gotten out an APC as his first vehicle, or a second vehicle, I guess, after the harvester. And this is now able to apply so much pressure here, push around the rifles. Oh, he should not run into rockets. So, oh, he made a big mistake here. So, wow, he survives regardless. But what you want to do, if you see rockets firing at your APC, APCs are fairly mobile, but they take a while to turn. The rate of turn is quite ass. So, what you want to do is you want to keep driving in the direction you're facing. So, he was facing down, like from here. He should have gone down, he should have kept going. He would have taken minimal damage, and he would have had enough infantry to hold on here. So now he just needs a service depot out to patch it up, and he's golden. We're seeing a very late ranger. That's an interesting build from Ofris, but I don't like it. And I'm going to elaborate why. He didn't go for a single harvester out of his war factory. Wow, and he's still not going for a harvester. Instead, he went triple refinery. And he's mass producing light vehicles from the factory. So, yeah, this leads me to believe that this is going to be a radar dome opener or something. I would really patch up this APC if I were Murto, because this can provide him with so much value against infantry. It can squish and push around infantry. But I think he just wants to screen for the MCV. That's fine for now. Taking a very safe expansion. And the reason why he's doing this, you don't want to take this ore patch from that side, even though I'm guilty of doing that, because the harvester keeps bugging out, and also you have a really long traveling distance due to this patch of trees. So always, okay, if you go for an MCV anyway, might as well place your MCV here and build a refinery like around here to gain optimal access to the ore patch. We are seeing mass ranges and light tanks. This is a strategy that's highly unconventional, and what Murto can do against this, okay, a Tesla coil is one thing, but flak trucks are useless against this composition. Maybe he's just expecting a hind or something to show up. But what you want here actually is mass APCs. He's gone for a mine layer, interestingly enough. But mass APCs. APCs don't get phased by rangers and light tanks. Not phased at all. Not even dented. So the APCs are completely free to just run into this blob and crush all the rocket soldiers. And then there is just no damage left. No DPS. So if I were Murto, I would just queue up 5 APCs now. And completely skip the mobile flags. They are not required. Another thing I don't like right now is Murto walling off himself. So this is kind of a psychological trap. What he's doing here is walling off his own side, thinking, okay, I'm safe with the mines. But Ofris doesn't know this, right? And Ofris can just walk into this, lose, at the worst, lose 5 riflemen. So what's that to him? Nothing. And continue with his push, while Murto doesn't have enough forces assembled to hold a push. On the other hand, Murto himself thinks, okay, I cannot take this attack vector now because I have mined off this path. So this is kind of a trap. He has kind of trapped himself into this. Don't like it. Ofris is trying to use the rangers, but I think this briefly was in vision of the Tesla coil, because for reasons unknown, Tesla coils have incredible line of sight. That's probably... Yes, that's completely worth it. Artillery transition, and that's a 1 base play so far. So, Ofris kind of putting all his eggs into one basket here, while Murto is just content with sitting back, ecoing up, massing up armies, massing up for a push. And, okay, he's gotten an MCV out now, but this is a really risky build. Scouting with an APC, just seeing a couple camo pillboxes, not seeing the army. So if you lose this army, you're completely confined to your base, and your opponent is free to take like 2 expansions at once. Because you simply don't have anything on the field anymore to contest. Right, now that he sees the Hinds, it's completely fine to build a couple flag tracks just to snipe the Hinds, because Hinds are usually bound to stray ahead of the blob, because they want to provide line of sight like this, right? But if Murto is a bit active with the flags, he can spot those Hinds. Yeah, look at this. Ooh, we're seeing a base push, and this is dangerous. Blobbing against artillery is something you absolutely want to avoid at all costs. Nice focus by Murto. That is such a good diversion. Really good. Minimal damage on his side, he lost 2 flag tracks and a heavy tank, and sniped out all the potential threats. He has sniped out most of the artilleries, he's sniped out 2 of the Hinds. One of the Hinds still, like, alive on 1 HP, but shouldn't matter. Yeah, Ofris is not trading very well for now, but this game is still going on for a bit. So this blob, I don't like using blobs like this. This is so susceptible to artillery fire. Instead, just try and spread them out, try to get a concave, try to reallocate your resources. 2 airfields for Murto, and a radar dome, so obviously he has ticked. And V2s are the perfect answer here now, because everything that the allied player, or Ofris in that case, is using is completely static, except the Hinds. So the Hinds get perfectly countered by mobile flags, and... Ooh, he's taking an expansion though. And everything else that he has on the board is completely countered. Nice snipe here. It's completely countered by the V2s. Like, artilleries get countered by V2s, hard countered, mind you. Infantry blobs that are stationary get countered by V2s, even better so than by artillery. Yeah, nice. Very nice snipes. And Ofris' playstyle is just too static. So what I feel is this is the classic trap that some allied players fall into. Just trying to claim positions, trying to play the positional game, and getting picked apart by V2s. Like, Murto can do this all day. He can just wait for the 10-second cooldown on the missile barrage, do this again. If he provides some forward line of sight with the Yaks. I know it's a bit more tricky to provide decent line of sight with the Yaks, but that's because they jitter. But it's still absolutely possible. He knows that there is a stationary AA gun here. He has scouted it. He can just move around this, play around it. So I guess this is a... Okay, he's trying to counter base push maybe. He doesn't need to. What I would do in Murto's position now, take the 3rd expansion, take the gems, and hopefully he has queued up a Tesla coil, because you... Oh no, he doesn't. You actually want some of the infantry with this, because you do not want to get caught off guard and run into a turret or something. Okay, that's a move command now, attack command. And see, the V2s can just pull back. This is a big flaw of this positional play here. Murto is still free to just snipe units left and right, chipping away at the light tank's health, chipping away at the AA gun's health. But he really needs to fortify here. And if I were him, I would just move most of the infantry to the left. Maybe he's got an APC to tank as well, so he could even go for a concerted push here with most of his assets. Or at least the left half of his assets. Instead... Oh, that's risky. Ooh, that's a Yak lost for free. And really good hits. Really good hits here. I think Murto has thought he would have sensed the opportunity. Ooh, nice friendly fire. Murto thought he would have seen the opportunity to go for the radar dome, but the artilleries were just close by. So instead, he should have made a play for the left flank, because that would have urged Ofris to move over his entire blob. And that's pretty much like Ofris is playing an all-in playstyle. Ooh, another Yak down for nothing. Now let's... What? That's interesting. The Hinds were auto-attacking the mines, but I think they got revealed by one of the mines taking out a conscript or a... conscript rifleman early on. Yeah, that's really bad for Murto now. He's got a husk of an MCV here. Ooh, and that's such a good concave for... The artillery did so much damage here. Fortunately, Ofris cannot build over this wall of mines here. The mine belt is gonna save the day for now. You cannot build on mines, and they're not revealed from what I understand. No, they're not. So he will just assume that there is a wall of some sorts. But it's actually a wall of mines. However... with this play, with losing the MCV, which was kind of unfortunate, but at the same time would have been avoidable, Murto has opened himself up to getting out eco'd. Alright. He can push back here. Ooh, that's such good focus though. Like, that was good focus. He focused out the rocket soldiers. Yeah. Still, this push is gonna work here. Ofris has to pull back pretty soon. There is still the AA gun. He should dispose of the AA gun right now. Okay, Murto is playing too passively. He's just letting his infantry sit here. And the tank got railed at by a gun turret. He should have pushed his advantage, honestly. It's a bit risky with the MCV being so close to the mines, but regardless. The artillery's in the backlines. Okay, he's waiting for the parabombs to arrive. What's the vector, Victor? Again, parabombs. The RNG bombs take a pretty shitty vector now. For now. So I think Ofris is not gonna suffer many casualties. Oh, that's so brutal. Base push with turrets only. Oh my god, this AA gun! This AA gun! He should have sniped this. Murto had so many opportunities to snipe it. Mass Rifleman. So if you're caught in this situation, you can go Mass Rifleman yourself, and also V2s are really good, obviously. I hope he doesn't lose his... He will lose the second Conyard. Wow. Okay, and Ofris is doing what... That's a very smart move. He's following it up. Oh, one of the V2s tripping the mines. That's so unfortunate. The V2s were everything that kept Murto going. Also, he's floating like mad. 12k! 13k! What is he producing even? Yaks? Maybe he just fired up the production queues right now. And he has to get the Conyard now. Oh no. That's so unfortunate for Murto. Like, he had the lead for so long, but he couldn't transition into taking a territorial advantage here. And instead, Ofris retains his third Conyard, which is his second actually. But he lost one. Okay, that's a nice suicide of the Yak. That was worth it. If you have a chance of taking out Conyards, do it. And especially if you're versing allies, make it a point to destroy the wrecks of the MCV wreckages as well. Because those are so dangerous. Like, the allied player can just rush a mechanic. The wreckages last 30 seconds. So just, if the allied player just builds a mechanic and recaptures the husk, yep, he has his MCV straight back. Right back, straight out the gate. This is despite the good trades for Murto. It's not looking good for him. He just got out-positioned. He got out-ecoed and out-base raced. And again, look at this composition. Ofris has all his eggs in one basket. This is all he has. Nothing here, one hind here, nothing here. This is completely unprotected. He's relying on base defenses way too much. And if Murto were a bit more active in scouting, he could just abuse this. He could exploit this weakness. Oh, that's such a... Oh, well. Almost got an artillery, at least. But still, he should not move into the AA gun with his yaks. His remaining yaks are a really precious resource for him now. Flame tower, mass flame towers to stop the push here. Don't know. Ah, wow, Ofris has been squandering hinds left, right and center. But still, he's got like 3 artillery pieces. If Murto only knew that the southern side is completely unprotected. Oh, getting another hind for his trouble. But Murto has lost so many yaks. I don't like how he's using the yaks here at all. Like, that's such a bad use of your resources. They cost 1350 apiece. Instead, he should just snipe these 2 artilleries, completely unprotected. And he needs more V2s. The heavy tanks are not going to do him any good in this base push scenario. Especially because Ofris is just responding with turrets. Mass turrets everywhere. One more harvester biting the dust. And the wreckage provides some nice cover for the rifleman. If we were in Company of Heroes, it would be like green cover. Okay, that was a good snipe. Well, he has pushed him back, but does it... Ooh, nice, nice. It's a good crash. But does this really matter? Okay, finally he's going for mass V2s. That was exactly what the doctor ordered. Yeah, look at this. The mobile flags have so much range, they can just poke back any sort of hinds. And then, yep, anything that comes out of the construction yard just gets one-shot sniped by the V2s instantly. Bam. 10 seconds cooldown on the barrage. V2s are so good. I've seen players, like good players, win games with mass V2 play. Not even joking. Nice snipes here. Oh, that was unfortunate. He should have turned sooner. Okay. He got a couple nice snipes though now with the V2s. That's a bit too far forward. He needs the flag. Where's the flag trucks? The flag trucks died. Oh god, what is this? That's just freebies for the hinds. Okay. He wanted to snipe the radar dome. And lost yaks. This one AA gun still standing strong here. Oh my lord. And he won't get it sniped because the yak is almost out of ammo. Oh my lord. Why? What is he doing? I think he's trying to find an angle. Oh god. Oh. Not like this. Not like this, Murto. And he's calling GG. Wow. Right. So a couple points I'm trying to make here. Tactical analysis hour with Dr. 5 Aces. Okay, first off, this AA gun needed to go, and Murto had plenty of opportunities to get rid of it, but he lost like 5 or 6 yaks to this one completely red pixel health AA gun. Horrible. Second off, this expansion was completely unprotected. Main base, completely unprotected. Instead, Murto kind of fell for the trap. There was always Ofris just sticking his army in Murto's face and being like, yo, here's my army, here's my army. And Murto fell for the bait. He should have gone around because artilleries are a really immobile army. Like, that's a horrible army composition, to be honest. But they're good when coupled with stationary AA. So what do? You move around them. You don't try to fight this, and instead you just can stall it out with like sending in individual riflemen into their death to artillery fire. It just stalls out, right? And instead you take your army, concerted push, and just annihilate the base down there because there is nothing that this base could have been protected with. And then this forces Ofris to rotate over. And artilleries are so bad at responding to threats and rotating over. They would have had to pass over here. And I think Ofris uses attack move. If he uses attack move and just attacks into an army that attacks here, what happens? The artilleries just take this path, and this is completely unprotected. Murto had line of sight with a couple Yaks idling here. And the circling Yaks could have just taken a single strafe and taken out all the artilleries once they're out of the cover of the AA gun. That's how you play this out. I know this map is kind of jokey, so it kind of favors artillery playstyle, but still, like an army without tanks and without meat shields like this is so susceptible to getting caught out of position, susceptible to an Iron Curtain rush, which Murto unfortunately also didn't go for. I saw a Texan out of him, but it was too late. Yeah, and also he kind of threw the game. He had the game in the bank when he lost his entire infantry blob when he's still at a base here and just attacked into 3 artilleries. Attacking an infantry blob into artilleries is always just asking to get slammed. That's what happened there. He lost an entire infantry blob, like thousands of cash, right? Then he failed to reposition the MCV in time. Unfortunate, because 2 direct artillery hits. That was a bit RNG based. Nothing he could have done there. Then he got himself base pushed out here, and he was floating 13k, mind you. He had a way better eco for most of the time, or at least was floating more. Ofris didn't build any harvesters. Like, he only used the harvesters that came by default with the ore refineries, and that was kind of an interesting playstyle because it freed him up to gain more pressure early on. Wow, as we see this almost destroyed igloo. Nice. Yeah, and, nice interesting case study, and I don't think that this has really to do with Allies base push strength, because many talks and conversations were had of pro players, good players, talking about the strength of Allied base defenses, but that was nothing to do with that. All Ofris did was trying to base push with a couple turrets here, and he failed. Instead, this is more of a case study of how to not play against a static playstyle. Murto could have abused this way more, and cut him some slack. He's been out of the loop for like almost half of a year with his studies. Good luck with his studies. Yeah, and he's making his way back into the competitive scene for now. Yeah. What do we learn from this? Also, horrible second game-ending throw by trying with 4 V2s to snipe the radar dome, and they all just got picked off by 2 helis. Never send in unprotected V2s. At least give them anti-air cover. They can retreat from all other threats, but anti-air cover is like paramount. Alright, that's all I got for now. I see you guys next time. 5 aces, out.
Battle control terminated.